Okay. Wait. Okay. How is everything looking for you guys? If you could please let me know. Because my... Okay, it seems to be okay now. My bitrate was like 10, so it wasn't, it was dropping some frames and I was a bit worried then. Is everything alright? Let me just check Skype. All good, Pughy. There we are, fantastic. Thank you, Craney. Alright guys, so looks like everything is working fine. Okay, so it's Pughy here, obviously, from D Esports or Definitive Esports. Please check us out at d-esports.com. We are a new media outlet producing shows and interviews and writing articles and stuff like that. So we're fairly new and we're just trying to get better and everything like that. So please check us out and check all the articles, like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, etc, etc. That'd be really sick. What we're doing for this episode and what we've been doing in general is pretty much we're doing something called Chobo to Gosu, and that pretty much means we're helping people improve, yeah. And this episode, since we covered pretty much a lot of the basics, we're going to be covering just pretty much this is ladder, what to expect when you jump into ladder, because based on the last few episodes, the first one we went over units and like all the units look like what they do with their special abilities to buildings. Then we went over was it unit controls and macro mechanics and just your mechanics in general, and then we covered the simple basic, or what I like to call the basic build orders for each race, and what you should be using when you first start playing. And we've already done the Protoss, the Terran and the Zerg, so we kind of fiddled with the build orders, we fiddled with playing the AI, very hard AI, and pretty much we've covered the first segment, which is getting into the game. Now this is kind of what you do once you beat the AI, very hard AI, kind of have the basics of the game, and you want to start laddering. So this is pretty much covering that, and it's going to be what you want to do on ladder, what you expect, your mentality of how you should be playing ladder, and like how to pretty much deal with cheese, because that's what you're going to get a lot of on ladder, and I will be explaining what cheese is. Most of this is actually going to be just me talking, because I don't really I don't have a low ranked account to just go in and ladder from like bronze and show you guys how it's done. So I just kind of have to, like, maybe I could steal someone's account in a bit, like Craney's. Let's back into this. So yeah, the most important thing I feel that you should learn is pretty much what is cheese and how do you stop it, and those basic things. So I will cover the definition. Cheese is pretty much what someone calls a rush strategy, and it revolves around cutting your economics short to get out early units to attack your opponent. That's the loose definition. It's sacrificing your economy. It relies a lot on not being spotted or scouted by your opponent and stuff like that. So things like your cannon rushes, which is pretty much what you get in PvP. So if you're a Protoss, cannon rushes are something you're going to get a lot of. I still get cannon rush now in High Masters, so be prepared. Like for cannon rush, for example, the only way you can really it's really damned hard to stop a cannon rush unless you have cannons yourself, so you have to build a forge. You can get away with, say, like building Zealots or getting a good surround on the pro, building the cannons, stuff like that, but that you're playing it a lot more risky and putting a chance onto it, whereas if you get a forge, you can stop their cannons from progressing towards your mineral line or your nexus, because obviously a cannon has 7 range, a cannon has 7 range. If you build one, they can't build them any closer because that one will kill them. And that's pretty much, that's one type of cheese. There's 2 gates, 6 pools, proxy racks from a Terran. I would definitely say Protoss has the more cheese available. We are certainly a cheesy race, especially against each other. I hate PvP, man. You get so much cheese. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying. So the first thing you're going to be doing, like, I'm looking at my screen here, and this is not what you're going to be seeing. When you first get StarCraft and say you jump in, you're going to have something called a practice league. Do not bother with that. That's so pointless. If you look at the maps, they're novice maps, and they have things like destructible rocks on your main ramp, so you can't actually leave your base without building units and destroying the rocks, or building air units flying away. So stuff like the novice map and the practice leagues are awful. Do not even attempt to bother them. They are awful, and playing them will only make you worse at the game. Seriously, they're awful. So yeah, what you'll see then is, as soon as you jump into the game, you have your practice league. Skip that. You have like 50 practice matches. Skip them because they're useless. And then you have something called your placement matches, and you'll have 5 of them, right? And pretty much what they do is, the first one will rank you against pretty much a bronze, right? So they're pretty bad players. And then if you beat that, they give you slightly someone better. If you lose, they give you someone worse. And once you play the 5 games, depending on who you beat and if you progress, if you play harder people, once the 5 games are done, it will place you into a league. Alright, and the leagues range from bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, masters. You can't actually get masters straight up platinum out of your placements because it's too high ranked. So you can only be placed in bronze to diamond, right? Diamond's 5 wins, bronze is like 4 losses, like 1 win, and then it just progresses in between them, right? So you want to play those matches. Hopefully by now you should have a decent idea of what race you want to be playing. If you're still not comfortable with choosing your race from just playing against the AI, you feel like you haven't played in depth in a bunch of different areas to get a good feeling of the race, that's fine. Just random on ladder, you won't have a problem with that, and that'll give you a good. You will get to know the races more intimately then, and then you can make a better decision. Alright, so yeah, as soon as you start your placement matches, once they're done, you get ranked, and then you're pretty much on ladder. Alright, and that's. Let me change the screen to Chobo. That's me. So that's what you can pretty much see here, right? This is my ladder rank. If I go into view ladder, this is my division. I'm in Masters division, right? So I'm in Masters League. So I'm up there, right? There's 100 people per division, and with it, you have Masters League, and then there can be like 100 divisions with 100 people per division, and individually in those divisions you will be ranked with those 100 people. Rank isn't that important really, because there's a lot of different things you'll learn about ladder, of how a match makes, and how the matchmaking system works, how you get promoted, how you get demoted, how the point system works, the favored system. There's a lot of little things you will learn about ladder, and if you really want to go in depth, there are threads on Team Liquid where people proper get the analysis, the proper maths in, and they try to figure it out as much as possible. You can't figure out for indefinitely, because how the ladder works is you have this point system here, and you get 10 points for a win, 10 points for a loss. If someone's favored, which means like I'm by here for example, I'm Pughy, so I'm rank 16. If I played pretty much anyone above that, technically they're favored because they're a higher rank, yeah. When I play them on ladder, they would appear favored. So if I were to beat them, I would get something like 16 points for a win, which is really good. And then if I lose, I would actually get something like -8 points, because I'm not expected to beat someone who's better than me. That's why they're favored. So if I do beat them, I get a bigger reward, and if I lose, I get a smaller loss. And that's how it kind of balances things to get you into the right position within the divisions where it believes you're equal of rank, because that's how the matchmaking system works. The matchmaking system is designed to put you against people of your same skill. So it's pretty much to make sure that you have an even chance, really, because if you're new to the game, it's not fair to stick you against the best player in the world, because of course you get demolished and it's not going to be very pleasant for you. So they just try to do it like that, so people are always at around a 50% win ratio. Yeah, and anyway, as I was saying, back into the point system. The point system is much more credible than the ranking system. I'm rank 16, but I'm a 456 pointer within my Masters division. So the points are a lot more accurate, because things like if say like hopefully you know how the seasons work. You know, the seasons reset every 2 months, so in about a month's time or 6 weeks time, my points will be reset and I'm back at 0, and I pretty much have to work from them again. Okay. But what happens is, see now, in 2 weeks time it resets. If I don't play for 2 weeks, then obviously I'm 2 weeks behind in my points. And when I get put into another division, I'm gonna look, you know, I could still be fifth, you know, rank 50. But if you compared that to one of the first divisions that was created when the season reset, you know, a rank 50 on that could be a rank 100 on mine, because it's newer. The points have, what's the word? Inflated. They've inflated because you earn points through time as well, which I'll explain in a second. So yeah, as time goes on, points inflate because obviously people earn more points, and because of that, older divisions are the rankings aren't legit as a new the oldest divisions. So back into what I was on about with points. Yeah, you get like 10 points for a win, stuff like that. And as you can see here, I have something called bonus pool. Alright, bonus pool accumulates roughly, it's like every hour and a half for 1 point, right? Or every 3 hours. I know masters get more points than everyone else. And yeah, what pretty much happens is, as you can see, I have 8 points on my screen right back here. If I was to play a game, if I was to play a game against someone and win and get 8 points from that win, I would take those points from them, and then my bonus pool would add those 8 points. So I would have 16 points in total for my match. And how it works is, the bonus pool will give you the same amount of points you get from a win, as long as you have the bonus pool. So yeah, once these 8 bonus pool run out, I have to wait another 2 hours to get one more, and so on and so on. And that's where the inflation comes from, and how you can get the different ratings. Because obviously, if there wasn't the bonus pool, you can't technically, there wouldn't be really inflation, because there would be no, you know, everyone would have the points to begin with. And well, technically everyone starts at 0, so you can't lose minus points if you have 0 points. So there wouldn't be any points to begin with. So this is where the bonus pool comes into play, and it allows you just to have a more accurate reading within the leagues of how a person is rated. And let me just check chat to make sure everything's good. Any questions? I will happily answer any questions as we go in, guys. Hello, pandemic. Okay, so back into this. Okay, I wanted just to cover a few things. So yeah, I've covered like the basics. Oh yeah, that's the one. Right. So you have the ladder rankings, which, you know, is your masters, your rank 16, 456 points, etc., etc. There's a few, you know, of these little telltales, which within them, if you add them all up, you can get a good idea of how your ranking goes. But there is the ultimate ranking, which is your MMR, which is your matchmaking ranking, I think. And that's hidden, actually. You cannot know what this is, only Blizzard know, and no one indefinitely knows what the true like system is, you know, what the mathematical equation is, or what's the other word, or whatever, to work out these results. Okay, so no one really knows what they are, but you can kind of figure it out. Obviously, if I'm up in Masters League for 450 points, my MMR is fairly high. You know, I'm still quite high. And it goes on stuff like that, and that's the MMR is how you place your divisions and your leagues and stuff like that. So, you know, if I had a slightly, you know, if I lost a bunch of matches, my MMR would drop, because I would, obviously there is an extent as well. You know, if I'm playing people who are below me in terms of my MMR, say like they're favoured, and I keep losing to them, like I lose more points, and my MMR will decrease faster. Whereas, you know, if I play someone just a little bit worse than me, then it's not so bad. But if I play someone who's ridiculously bad compared to me, then my rating will drop down a lot faster, and that's how you would get demoted into diamond or platinum or whatever, and, you know, vice versa for how you get promoted. So yeah, back into this now. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how ladder kind of works, the idea of it. So as soon as you get it, you're going to play your placement matches, and then hopefully you get ranked fairly high. You know, you might get platinum, diamond, you might get bronze. Hopefully not. You're pretty much gonna have to then just play. There's no other way around it. You're gonna have to play. You're not gonna get better at this game by playing 1 or 2 games a day, chilling, and just doing it that way. You're not gonna see a solid progression. You know, I know a lot of people and they're like, oh hey, how do you get to masters? It's like, well, I play the game. Like, you know, if we go into my match history, I've got 2,183 wins on my account. Let's get some other ones. Here's someone, Miss Lurker. She's platinum. She's got 1,200 games. And then we can just go through it. It's like someone who I'm coaching at the moment, or I've been helping. He just got into, where are you? He just got into gold after the season reset, right? He's played 31 games. You can see by here, he's played 31 games since the season reset, which was, I think it was 2 weeks on Wednesday, right? So in 2 weeks' time, he's won 31 games. Right? I got my computer back last week, and I've won 85 games. So it's like, you could just immediately see why someone like me is masters compared to other people. Like, they just don't play enough. They literally, people are just think that they're just gonna play a little bit and get better. No, you're not. You've gotta play. You gotta play all the time. You gotta, and it's not just, you know, play all the time. You know, if you play drunk or whatever, you're not gonna see a solid progression. You have to kind of have your head screwed on. You have to look at things from a lot of different viewpoints, you know, to see the progression. You have to find the flaws in your play. You have to realize what you're doing that's pretty good and improve upon it to make it better. Alright, so yeah, you see now, like, you're in bronze. Pretty much you're gonna have to lay out a lot of games, and I'll talk more about cheating and stuff like that. So let's imagine you're bronze. You're gonna obviously, I'd imagine you're gonna be a bit demotivated because you're in the lowest rank. You're obviously, yeah, it's not exactly an achievement to get into bronze, so you're gonna definitely be demotivated. And this is another thing as well. Like, a lot of people have ladder anxiety relating to their leagues, and a lot of people are scared to lose. Like, why would you be scared to lose? Like, just play. Just like, oh, I can't hit it now because I'll end. Oh crap! Because I'll end up playing the game and I'm in the middle of doing this, so that's not really good. So yeah, a lot of people, you know, they'll be scared to find a match, and obviously that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. And yeah, so I wanted to cover cheese. I did. So I'll go through these slightly, well, quite roughly. So if you're a Protoss, these are the types of cheeses that you can expect. This is quite important as well, because as soon as you get onto ladder, you're going to meet people who are going to abuse the crap out of this game to beat you and take your ladder points. There are no rules. If it's in the game, people will do it, right? And you'll get games where people do the most absurdly abusive thing that they can possibly do, and you're just like, ah, like, what's the point playing a game where you're just taking cheap wins? And that will really wind you up. Actually, that will really grind you. And yeah, sorry. As a Protoss, so in PvP, you have 2-gate proxies, which is pretty much when they will proxy their pylon there, because obviously you have to have a pylon to build your building. So you proxy the first pylon, and then they build 2 gateways close to your base, or in the center of the map. Say it's a 4-player map, they will put them directly in the center. Alright, so that way it's equal to them all. If it's a 2-player map, then they know where you are, so they can put them closer. So you have to be very careful on 2-player maps. I'll just change this because I'm not talking about StarCraft, so it doesn't matter. Is everything okay? 6 pool. Alright, just checking chats to make sure everything's cool. So yeah, yeah, you get the 2-gate, which is an absolute nightmare. To defend the 2-gate, you have to either get a forge, which is it's risky having a forge. A forge is safe, but at the same time, it's static defense. It doesn't move. If you build a cannon, you're gonna have the cannon there for the rest of the game until it gets destroyed. So if, say, he proxies you and you build the cannon and you just stay in your base, you let him get back into the game, because he has taken an economic disadvantage to attack you with those 2 gateways very early. So you can let people get back into the game. At the same time, if you go for the forge, you're not getting a Zealot or your Cybernetics core, so you're delaying your tech as well. And then you have to fight with probes and have good unit control and stuff like that. It actually gets very intense. The next one then is the cannon rush, which is the one that everyone hates. It's the most common one because normally you can build the forge in your base, and because of that you're not really taking much of an economic hit. So that's cool. Like I said, with that you pretty much either have to build a forge yourself or have to have a really good / lucky control. And with the probes, because obviously like you want to kill the probe that's building the cannons, because if you kill that then they can't build anymore. But as you get better they'll have like 3 probes and it's like such a nightmare. Yeah, so that's really hard to deal with. So it's that one, Cannon Rush, 2 gates. There was another one, I can't think where it was. Cannon Rush, 2 gates. Okay, I'll leave it for now. Next is the Terran. You're not really going to get that much from a Terran as a Protoss. It's just pretty much either a Proxy Rax or a Marauder 2 racks push. Normally those are more the cheesy ones. It's pretty much a proxy racks. It can be just 1 racks, it can be 2 racks, it can be 3 racks. It can be a racks with marauders. That's actually a very potent rush as well. And then you have the real pain in the ass ones, which is like the SAV Marine all-in, and that one can be fairly hard to hold. And when it comes to things like that, you have to bring your probes to fight. If you do not bring your probes to fight, you die. And so yeah, that's very important. Use your probes. And yeah, pretty much to defend them, you go sort of like 2 gateways, produce a couple of Zealots and some Stalkers. Stalkers will be more important for you as you get better, because the Stalkers are the more micro-build units. Yeah, so see now you have my opening TVP is 2 racks anyway, so I'm pretty much safe from all these types of aggressions. And I go, what's this, Zealot, Stalker, Stalker, right? So now I'm producing that, then I realize something's coming at me, right? Do I have a replay? I think I do. It could take a while to find though. I'll find it in a second. Yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, so like I go for a Marine, a Zealot and 2 Stalkers. What I would do then, if I find something like a Marine SCV all-in coming at me, I would leave my Zealot in the base. I would try to hopefully get out a sentry, based on my type. Like, you need to know your timing to know how long till they get to your base. To like, if you can get a sentry out to force field the ramp, you're fine. But if you can't get the sentry out in time to force field the ramp, there's no point, because sentry's stupid for fighting, right? You just want to force field the ramp. That's all they're good for, really. So yeah, like that's another time. And if you can't get the sentry out in time to build the ramp, get a Zealot or another Stalker. But in the meantime, you need to be sending out stuff like your Stalkers to wind them up, pretty much. Just pick at the Marines, the SCVs, whatever, with the Stalkers, and get back to your base. Because if you can get something like 10 shots off on 10 different units, that's 10 less shots that's gonna be needed later on. So it's very important with things like that to just do well with them. So I gotta find this replay now, actually, that I've mentioned it. I can't think when it was. I've got so many different cuts. Okay, and then yeah, those are pretty much the main ones you'll get from Terran. You will get people who call everything cheese. You'll get like a 15-minute all-in, and people just like, oh my god, you cheese me. No, that's not cheese, that's an all-in. Yeah, a cheese happens within the first like 6 minutes, because it's an economic thing, whereas all-in is obviously taking a hit to your economy because it's all-in. But it's not like you delay your economy. You get a good economy, get your units, then you attack. Yeah, whereas cheese is, you get your units and you attack. You don't get your economy. You miss the economy step. So significant difference there. So don't go calling a person with 15 minutes all in you with a 1-1-1 as a cheeser, because no, he's all in you. And then the last one you will get from the Zerg. There's 3 different types really. You've got your main one, which is an early pool, which is an early spawning pool, and that will come at you, from 6 supply, which is pretty much the pool goes down immediately, and that's 6 pool to, I know, a 9 pool is pretty much, a 10 pool's fine, well, a 10 pool's risky, so 6 to 10 pool is pretty cheesy, and then you have stuff like the Baneland Bust or the Roach All In, and those are the cheeses. Like a Roach All In, even though I'm calling it an All In, it's still a cheese because you don't get your economy all in at like, you know, 7-8 minutes. And those are pretty simple to deal with. Well, in terms of the Baneland and the Roaches, are fairly easy. You just get like gateways, stalkers, cannons, force fields. Force fields mainly for roaches, and force fields mainly for Banelands because you don't want them to hit your buildings. And then 6 pools are actually pretty damn hard to deal with until you learn how it works. So I have one. I don't think I do. Alright, how it works against a Zerg that like early pulls you, pretty much. So you know they 6 pull you, and if you're going for, you know, a gateway opening, you're pretty much safe. Like if you're opening with a gateway in your base, you're pretty much safe. If it's a really early pull, like it's a 6 pull, you build a forge and build a cannon at the top of your ramp. Wall off completely, always wall off, because you don't want to give them the chance to get into your base, because once they do, that's when the trouble starts. So you build the cannon, just wall off, play it safe, and because he went to the early pool, he's behind in drones, and you have the economic advantage, and then you can just play it out for a win. Then if you're forge fast expanding, and you guys have like a 6 pool, right, it can be very difficult. You build your forge where you normally would, you know, to wall off, and then this is very important, right? You build your pylon in your mineral line, and you build a and then in your mineral line, with next to your nexus in your main base, as soon as the forge finishes, and then you just sack the forge and the pylon, right? And when he comes into your base to, you know, attack your probes, because that's what they want to do with the 6 pool, there's a cannon there to defend them. Sometimes you might have to fight with your probes until the cannon finishes, depending on what pool it is, but that's pretty much the basics of how it works here. You can 4-gate out of that and kill them, you can go void rays, you can expand. There's 2 different variations. Just don't try to take it to a very long game, because you are giving them the chance to get back into the game. So those are the basics. Then if we look at Terrans, it's pretty much the same ones for all of them. There's just different reactions here. So Terrans in TVP, you're not really going to get much other than a 2-gate proxy. You're not going to get a cannon rush, because a cannon rush is fairly easy to hold as a Terran, because you know you have Marines straight away. You can kill the probe, the ranged units, you can float your buildings. It's silly to cannon rush a Terran because there's so many counters to it. So you'll see a lot of Protosses. If they do cheese, they will go for a 2-gate proxy, and that pretty much means they'll build 2 gateways very close and attack. And obviously, the most important way to stop any type of cheese is to scout it. That is always the most important thing. And what you do then, as a Terran, is if they 2-gate proxy, you can wall off. If you wall off and it's outside your base, the proxy, you're safe. Just build a Marine, get an SCV or an auto repair, and you're fine. If they get in your base, I have once seen someone who got the Zealot. The gateways were also in the base as well. I've seen this is awesome. He's seen the Zealots in his base. He was like, oh crap. He walled off at his wall. So the wall was there. What he done was lifted his command center, took his SCVs out of the base, and lifted his wall. So the Zealots were stuck in the main, and he was at his natural with the command center. And then he just repaired the wall from outside his base and killed the Zealots with the Marines on the ramp. And you know, you might think, oh god, that's such an intelligent thing. Why hasn't anyone thought of that before? And it's, you know, that should become more standard. You can actually do it with the same as the 6 pool, but it's fairly hard because normally you won't get the wall off in time. Yeah, so those are pretty much how you deal with a TVP. Then TVT, you're only going to get proxied, so don't worry too much about that, because like you have Marines as well, you have the high ground vision, so unless it's in your base, you're pretty safe. You don't get that much proxying in TVT, and if they do, they will only proxy 1 Rax, and they should keep 1 Rax in their base just to freak you out that bit more. And then TVZ is of course the 6 pool. You can get Roach All-End and Baneland All-End, or Baneland Bust or whatever. For Banelands, you have to make an extra wall, so instead of having just like depot racks, depot, we have like depot racks, depot bunker racks, depot racks, like just a crap ton of buildings here to stop the banelings exploding on everything. Because obviously, as a Terran, you don't have something like force fields to stop the banelings going into your building, so your buildings will get taken down. Then if roaches come, pretty straightforward for roaches. You would preferably prefer marauders to hold roaches off, because marauders are really good against roaches. But you can do it with marines. You just need to have a bunker, and you have to repair your wall. But things can get very tight because roaches are ranged unit, yeah? I'm sure you know. Because roaches are ranged, if you're repairing your wall, roaches can of course attack the SCVs repairing. So you have to be very careful with that. If that's the case, just bring a lot of them. If you have good unit control, if one gets shot, bring it back, and stuff like that. Then as a Zerg, you will actually get a lot of cheese coming at you. Pretty much, the main chunk of it will come from Terran, because they have the ranged units. The Marines are very potent early game, and because they're ranged, it just gives them the micro advantage early game. Whereas, in ZVP, if you get proxy zealots coming at you, it's not the worst thing, because the zealots are going to have to physically be touching the units to attack them, and that gives you more reaction time. You can you can run your units away, stuff like that. So yeah, as a Zerg, you're mainly going to get, you will get proxy racks, but it's mainly something like the double racks opening, the 11-11 racks, and that's what you see a lot of pros do in like the games, the double 11 racks to shut down the early thing with the bunker rush, right? It's 11-11 racks, or 12 and 14 for the more economic one, and they pretty much build a bunch of marines and they'll come attack you. That is normally followed up with an expansion, but it is a cheese because you are taking an economic hit to your economy. And then there are other variations. You can get the 2 racks. They might get the 2 racks to freak you out and then force you to produce extra Zerglings, a spine crawler, and then they can hit you like 2-3 minutes later with like 12 marines, and that's still a bit of a cheese because they've taken a hit to their economy. And 12 marines or something like that is very potent, so you do have to be very careful. Then in ZVZ, of course, there is the early pools. Oh, actually, that's what I forgot to say. Sorry. Sorry to go back. In Protoss, in P, you will also get proxy hatched if your Forge Fast expands. So sometimes when you go for the Forge first for an expansion very early, you'll have a Zerg build a hatchery in your main base, and then they'll build roaches in your base and they'll kill you from inside, which can be absurdly hard. Excuse me, sorry. Which can be pretty bloody hard to deal with if you don't scout. If they get the hatchery up and there's roaches in production, you're close to dead. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, as a Zerg in ZVZ, you pretty much only have to worry about early pools. So we can have things like 6 to 10 pool once again, and because Zergs have creep, there is an extra mechanic with spine crawlers. So sometimes that your opponent doesn't say 6 pool you and bring a drone as well, because sometimes they'll bring a drone and they'll actually build a spine crawler on your own creep to attack you with it, and you do have to be careful because we're looking at a Zerg space, right? There's the entire thing, there's the creep, and then within that is the hatch right there. If you put a spine crawler at the very edge of the creep, the hatchery can't actually see it. There is a little tiny spot where a hatchery will not see what's on this creep. So be careful, because you will get a lot of Zergs who will build a spine crawler in that exact spot when they 6 pool you, and if you don't see it and the spine crawler finishes, you are dead. There is no escape, you are dead. So you have to be very careful. That's why you see a lot of overlords just hanging around the creep in ZVZ. And that's just to stop that spine crawler go down, because literally if that finishes with a 6 pool or an 8 pool or whatever, your chances of surviving are next to nil. So yeah, that's ZVZ. And then ZVZ always goes into Banelands pretty much, so just be careful of that, but that's kind of standard, there's not so much cheese. And then there's ZVP, which is pretty much it's either cannons or actually I don't know, there's actually quite a lot of different things that even I've done. You get cannons at the bottom of your ramp, which is like pylons. They'll put, sometimes not so much now because it takes 3 pylons, but they can put, so you know, like there's the bottom of your ramp, but there, you know, from your main, they'll put 3 pylons but there and pretty much block it off completely so you can't get out of your base, and then they'll put a cannon behind that, so you can't even destroy the pylons without losing units. And they'll expand after that, they'll do other things, they could 4-gate you, they could just go and try and kill you. Anything's possible. Then there's the 2-gate proxies, that's more than viable, you see that all the time. Actually, Nesty lost to that against Naniwa at MLG this weekend, so you know, Nesty loses to it, but anyone can. And pretty much like in PvP, you just build the pylon out in the map, build 2 gateways, build zealots, and when you get a couple, you don't want to send 1 zealot, because 1 zealot can get taken care of quite quickly with minimal damage, and then obviously you're giving him more reaction time, whereas if you have like 3, you're really improving your chances of success. So yeah, those are what to really expect from like early, you know, what types of cheeses you'll expect, and you'll get these pretty much all. These will never stop you. I've seen all these types of cheeses in professional games. I've seen them. You know, I've seen MC 2-gate proxy white draw. I've seen it all. So just be careful. You know, good scouting, things like that. Be efficient. Just be aware. If you scout cheese, the chances of holding it are ridiculously better. Alright, so just be scouting on the aware. And like I said, people will do anything for a win. Literally anything for a win. You wouldn't believe the the amount of people who actually, they don't actually do anything, and they have these ideas like if they don't do anything they can beat you. And for anyone who's seen the one like Dragon's done, Slayer's Dragon, he has this one where it's like he's a Terran and he has his command center. He mines 450 minerals, and he builds 1 SCV, and then he sends that SCV that's built somewhere out on the map, and then when he mines 400 minerals he builds a command center with that SCV, and then he gets the 6 SCVs that you start with, and he puts them in the same spot where you started. So he stops them from mining, and he puts them on hold, or he just leaves them chilling outside his command center, and builds another command center randomly on the map and picks it up and floats it off. Yeah. So then when your opponent comes and sees that your base is untouched and unmining, they think, oh okay, they kill you, and then they get really confused because the game hasn't ended, right? And people leave the game. And it's the funniest thing you'll ever see. People will actually do this and win, and it's so funny. There was one before where it was, you know, you picked up your SCVs, just immediately floated out of the map and like typed blah 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 error has left the game. And people would search the map, try to find you, realize that you're not on the, you know, they can't find your building, and they would just leave. And it's so funny how people actually do that. Just checking chat. Is there any any questions, guys, please? Yeah, Demon Dragon is ex-Slayers. He's not Slayers anymore. And there was a whole bit of drama with him, wasn't there, recently, because someone from PlayM said he could be stream cheating, which is stupid. It was literally one of the dumbest things I've seen in my life. The guy's like, Dragon was playing someone who was a Zerg, so it was a TVZ, and the guy comes at him with a bunch of roaches, and Dragon had a command center as natural. He lifts it off, floats it back, and builds another one, and lands his factory with a tech lab on it. And the guy's like, oh, this is strange, how's he just doing this randomly for roaches? And he's like, I think he's stream cheating. He's like, I'm not implying it, but he could be stream cheating it, which if you're saying that, you are implying it. by the way. And I was like, that was stupid in itself. And it's like, he's like, oh, what could make him do this? What's this about? And it's like, if you watch it, it's like the roaches that come in, he decides to build another command center, and the logic is, hey, if I'm being attacked and I'm building another command center, I'm gonna play defensively, which is to get a tech lab on the factory. It's not to just float the factory off, because you need that production. And oh god, the crap lying around on TL because of that was so funny. And yeah, he got a free trip to, I can't remember what it was. He got a free trip to a LAN, which is really good. And no, I don't get much time to keep track of Dragon. I seen all that drama. Actually, it could be IPL. I seen all that drama and I watched the VOD, the person doing it, and it was dumb. It was literally dumb. The guy said for like 5 minutes, he's like, hey, Dragon's been caught cheating before, he could be stream cheating, he could be stream cheating. He's like, I'm not implying it, I'm just saying, which is implying it. Like, I didn't, I was like, what, how can you say that? But yeah, it's just, never mind. I might actually take your account, Craney, and you're silver. If I lose, that would be so shaming. Let me log out. I'll get you into Masters now, bro. It's safe. I really need more. And you have an authenticator. Ugh, disgusting. Come on, bro, give me that code. So yeah, back to the ladder and all that. So yeah, pretty much, don't be surprised what people throw at you. You will beat people who cheese you to the extreme. Like they could all in you with SCV Marine all in, and then they will abuse you for holding it. And literally, like they might even call you a cheater. You're a map hacker, you're a wall hacker. You knew that was coming. You have stupid fucking blink bot or something. They'll just throw every excuse at you in the world just to make themselves feel better for losing. And it's quite sad how much you actually get such crap and abuse. And it's like, just don't let it get to you. Just laugh at them, troll them, just say ha ha ha. And pretty much just wind them up, because hey, if you beat them and they cheese you, feel good, feel proud, man. Do you know how good it feels when someone throws bullcrap tactic at you and you just fling it off at them and it's like, ha. It's like actually, I was talking to someone, I think it was yesterday. I think I'll get that game up actually. Zoe, this guy here, right? I'm pretty sure it's this game. This guy 1-1-1 me. Alright, so this is pretty much an all-in strategy which for a good few months, and even till today, even now, people still say that this strategy is overpowered in PvP, in TVP, right? There's no way for a Protoss to hold it because it's just so damn powerful, right? And like I go for an expansion build, which is, I like to expand, and I go for my standard 2-gate expand on this, which is pretty good build for this map because there is no high ground advantage, so you can do some good aggression. And within this, we'll actually see some types of mind games that people throw at you just to throw you off. Because like I was saying, like if for example he's going 1-1-1, if I don't scout, he's going 1-1-1, and I just chill, like I'm gonna get owned. Like you kind of have to. Like, I personally don't think it's OP. I'm not one of them people, but you get a lot of people who will just be like, "Oh, it's unbeatable." I don't think that. So I believe that I can prepare and beat it with correct scouting information and decision making. So everything standard. Get my gas, get my pool, my cyber core. Like he's walling off. Let's go Marines, and so I get the scout, and normally you always see fast expands for terrain on this map, right? So what I do here is completely standard. I scout along the long way because I don't want to come up the ramp, and because if there's a marine like by here, right? If there's a marine just standing at the top of the ramp, just out of vision, as soon as I get vision, he's gonna start shooting at me. And it's a low chance, but he could kill me. But it's a risk I don't want to take. So I send it along the long way, around the long way, and I've scouted every other base on the map, so I know it's this one. I think I have. And actually, we're cross. I couldn't have. So I go around the long way. I see the bunker. It's completely standard for Terrans to want no gas expand on this map, so I expect, okay, he's expanding. I'm still doing my standard 2 gate, and actually here's another thing. There is that. Yeah, it's on his way to my base now. I don't actually think he sees it. Well, actually, yeah, he gets into my base. Yeah. So immediately, like I was saying with deception, this guy's built a bunker to make me think that there's a command center there. Right there. There ain't a command center there. So immediately he's fooling me, so I don't know he's going for this build. And at the same time I'm fooling him. Because, you know, if I look at his map vision, guess what? He doesn't see my gateway. Bam. So, you know, immediately this is the type of things that you'll, like I've been on about, you'll see people try to fool you. Like, he doesn't know I'm still expanding, but he just thinks it's a 1 gate expand, not a 2 gate expand. Which is, you know, it's a difference. There's a significant difference. And the difference is a 2 gate you put pressure on, a 1 gate you don't. And obviously the expansion is later with a 2 gate. So this is also something else I've noticed within this map. I put a pylon here so I can get vision here. Sorry, so I can get warp into it. That way I can warp into his base without fighting the turret, the bunker. So like do that. Like immediately I'm like, okay, what the hell? So from my perspective, immediately I'm like, damn, this is a 1-1-1, right? Because if they don't expand, it's a 1-1-1. That's how it goes. Because that's the only 1 base build that's really efficient. Or it's pretty much, you know, it's going to be some sort of variation of Marine Tank Viking and Marine Tank Banshee Raven. It could be Thors or tanks. It does vary, but it's always Marines and Banshees. Those are the potent ones because they're the damage dealers. So immediately, as you can see now, because of what's happened, I know I can wind him up for X amount of time. Obviously, these are range 6, Marines are range 5, so nothing he has can attack me if I'm shooting these, apart from the tank which just popped out. The tank is range 7, so if I'm, you know, range 6 attacking that, see that's you know, that's the width of 1 range. The tank is there, that's 7, so it can shoot me. So that I do have to be careful of. Still wind him up for bloody ages. You know, 3 kills. If see I didn't do this, his attack could have killed me maybe. So, you know, I run out, just got micro. And this really hurts it, like just micro. You know, all the while I'm just building a crap ton of stuff. My best. And I can show you another strat where I've done the same build against a 1-1-1 and held, and the guy's like, oh, it's like, stop cheating, you know, stop all in then, mate, like, because everyone does all in. There's no escaping that. It's annoying when people all in you hold it, and then they give you stick. It just doesn't make sense. Well, this guy was quite polite actually. With the sorry. The dogs are so loud. So now I know, like, he has a lot more units than me, so I'm like, screw this, I'm running away. Like, and as you can see, the supply differences are quite absurd now, because I've done so much damage. He's got 14 harvesters being my 38. Right. So I think I stopped producing them now, because 38's pretty much, you don't need more than that. And any more than that, really, you're kinda given your chance to get killed by this bush, so you have to balance it out. I think he gets absolutely. I don't even think I really need to micro, because what normally happens here is a 1-1-1 is a very technical build, because there's so many different units that have different jobs within the attack that they have to do them all together to win the battle, right? Normally you see like a Raven, which is for a point defense drone, which stops the Stalkers killing the Banshees. So the Banshees do really good damage. He hasn't got it this time, so don't worry. And normally because of that, I go for High Templars and I feed back the PDD or the Raven or the Banshees. He doesn't have a Raven, so I'm not so worried. So I turn my HTs into an Archon. I think I warp in a couple more, so I can feed back the Banshees. But the Marines are really the important bit of this build, because they're cheap and they do a lot of damage. So I wanted the Archon because it absorbs a lot of damage and it has splash, so it'll do more damage pretty much to a bunch of Marines. And that's just one technical bit. And then obviously the tanks allow you to siege and progress, stuff like that. So I pretty much attack him. I did get a flank here, so I expected him to come up with the tanks and siege them, and I wanted to surround them with two. That's a lot of it. So, and then Pughy, he was a bit shocked by what happened in Pughy. I'm like, no, 2K explode, completely standard, lol, okay, nice, thank you. So he's counted a 1-1-1, I guess, but it can be. I should have gone standard, and that's a nice example of how the guy was. He all-in me. He, as you've seen, then it got owned. He was a bit shocked, and he congratulated me on it. So that's the type of people you will face. You will get people who maybe he was sick of playing accidentally, hit fine match and didn't want to play, so he just thought, hey, I'm gonna 1-1-1 and get this over with. And there's so many different types of character, but you can't really say, oh, this guy was just a scumbag. He 1-1-1 me. But it's not so bad because he was polite. He always said, well done, you held it. This is my other one. This is another 1-1-1 hold. Let me just go into chat to make sure it was. Thank you, hook up. This is why. Yeah, this is why 2 monitors is awesome. I can't wait to have 2 monitors. Yeah, overlay. What about my overlay? Oh no, I was actually in that. I'm a retard. Oh, I was actually in. I was on the the run overlay. Okay, so you heard everything that was going on there. I am an absolute moron. Okay, pretend that you've seen that and go into this game, alright? So I go for a 2-gate expand again. This person 1-1-1s me, which I've actually become really good at holding 1-1-1s. I think this build I've got is actually really good against it, because obviously there are a significant little timings that you need to know, right? For like a 1-1-1, they go racks into factory into starport, right? And then they normally go for the starport, a tech lab on the starport first, because they want to get the Banshees out first, because that way they can do the harassment, and then the tanks come later because the tanks come with the push. Alright, so that's the efficient way to do it, right? So if you look at it that way, they don't really have anything else out other than Marines until like 6.5 minutes or 6 minutes when the Banshee first pops, and my attack hits before that. The 2-gate hits before that, so I only have to deal with Marines. If they do come at me with a Banshee, it's not the worst thing, because it's not like I can kill the Banshee. Like, the only thing you have to worry about is cloak. But as soon as you know it's a 1-1-1, if you're doing a 2-gate, you go for the robo, because you know there's a chance of cloak, and you don't risk it. You've seen so many people who do something like this and they don't get the robo, and then they lose the cloak, and then they go on a mental one. It's like, no, get an observer. Like, as you can tell, like, you will get a lot of shit flying about in this game. Sorry to swear, but you will get a lot of abuse, drama flying about, and it's just people sometimes just like to blame other people for their problems. It's like, it's stupid. It's like someone who 6-pulls you, and you could hold the 6-pull fine, and then they'll have a go at you for them 6-pulling. It's just, you're just like, what are you on about? So same as the last game, I don't believe he's seen the pylon. I thought he'd seen the pylon, but he didn't see my gateway. So once again, I've tricked him. Like, it's little things like this you always want to be doing. Like, if you can trick someone into making them think you have something when you don't, you can force them down a different tech route. You can force them to counter something you don't have. And if they do that, and you have something else, if you make someone think that you're going for Colossus, which you see this all the time. Like C done it against Nada in the GSL. He had hallucination. He hallucinated one Colossus, stepped within vision of a Zilnaga tower, which Nada had, and Nada immediately started building Vikings and stopped building Ghosts. And what was he doing? He was going for High Templar. So, in 5 minutes time when Nada goes to engage him, he's got like 4 Vikings, which ain't not that many, but still 4 that you don't need, right? So, that's another information to know on how these work. So, for example, he only seen one barracks, right? So he's seen my unit come up the ramp, and then he's like, okay, he only has 1 barrack, so he's only gonna have like 1 or 2 units, and he comes on my ramp to pick it off, and you'll see what happens. Trying to forget Zealot because I was on hold move, and he goes for my pylon because he realizes, hey, I can do some damage. And then what happens? My other 2 stalkers from my other gateways come in, and I get an extra couple kills. Like, if he had known my gateway, if I had 2 gateways, yeah, see my hand. Woo. If he had known I had 2 gateways, he might not have done that, and I would have had less kills. And that's just another transition. I know I made him crap even more. He's building a second bunker. I just, little things like this. Look, immediately I know where he's going for, so my Robo is on its way. Normally at my 2 gate I warp in extra units and I attack. I know where he's going for, so I stay at home, I build my sentry. I push up the ramp, I want to see what he's got. Don't think I commit. No, I don't. Like, was that personal cloak? We've got cloak and field on this. Oh, actually, this is what happened. Some guy done this to me like the other day. So with the 111, right? There's, as I've already said, there's a crap ton of variations. You have Banshee with cloak. You have blue flamed Hellion drops. Just Hellion drops. Just a couple of Marines early on. Medevac drop. There's a bunch of variations leading to the initial attack, and this person does a 3 Hellion drop with a cloak Banshee. Alright, and what he does, he comes in from this side with the cloak Banshee, and then he does the Hellion drop this side. And things like this are very good. A 2-pronged attack makes it very hard for someone to deal with, because if say I see the Banshee come in, I'm going to be distracted by the Banshee. And then, like, on my mini map, I see something coming here, so I react. If I didn't see it on my mini map, and I just let the Hellions chill in my base, they could kill. How many probes do I have? I have 16, 18 probes in my main, like 19. It's 19 kills they could get if I don't react, and things like that will lose you the game easy, absolutely easy peasy. So I have my obs. I should have really built another observer, because you don't know if they go cloak, and obviously if you don't have an observer and they have cloak, you're screwed. If they have 2 Banshees with cloak and you have 1 observer, you can be a bit messed up, because obviously one comes here, he kills a couple probes. As my observer comes back, he runs away, the other one comes into my base, and it's just moves back and forth like that pretty much. Same thing with bloody DTs. You can do it with DTs. So let's watch it from my point of view. Actually, I know Banshees are coming, right? You're always guaranteed Banshees with the 111. I knew it was a 111, so I'm expecting Banshees. That's why I'm aware. I wasn't expecting Hellions. So yeah, I'm on my point of view. Split up. I'm on proper on it. I know it's about to happen, right? I'm like, yes, where are you? You can see me, I'm literally just going through my screen like, I know you're coming from my mineral line, but where are you? And then I think I see him on the radar on the bottom right, and I react pretty fast. So like I got, oh it didn't. Okay, yeah. So I noticed that first, Banshee. I noticed that. There's that. So I have to be careful because I need my observer. Banshee down, safe, and then I go back to my main. How many? I didn't even know how many pubs I lost. 7, 8. It's taking a while. The Hellions actually take a while to die. 9, 10. Sorry, 9. So 9 isn't so bad. If we go into the count, I'm still 9 ahead, 12 ahead. No, 13 ahead now. So that's fine. He's all in me. Like, if he wants to kill my probes and not build any his own, like, we're only going to stay equal. So that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. I've been building them non-stop. I know what's coming, so that's fine. And then, did he? Yeah, there's the Raven. So once again, we go for the attack that I like, the tech route that I like to go for. I'm a moron as well. I accidentally built 2 Twilights. I had another one by there, but I cancelled it as it finishes, which is good. I throw down my Templar Archives because I like my my feedbacks, as I said in the last game, because he does have the Raven this game. Where are you? There you are, Raven. The Raven can really shut down a lot of play. So I went the Raven, and he's expanded. I think he's like, ooh, like, this guy's doing okay. I better expand behind this just in case this attack fails. The only problem is the attack doesn't just fail; it gets annihilated. Like, not even that much effort. Once again, I've got my Archon. I wanted the Archon for the Marines because the damage dealers, and then I've got 2 High Templars. 2 is fine because there's not only, like, you always want to get the Raven and a Banshee because you can insta kill a Banshee. So like, this Banshee has, like, for those who don't know, I imagine most of you do. Feedback will take off all that mana a unit has and give it 1 damage per mana. So Banshees have 200 mana, so that means you can give them 200 damage. They only have 140 health, so you can insta kill them. You'll just see this one, it's like a big line of bolt, just evaporated. So I actually don't expect the attack to come immediately, even though I just seen it. I thought he was coming this way, and he won't see. And I noticed when he kills them, I'm like, okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it. You didn't even have that much stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. Like, in, boom, boom, ready, get ready, boom. And then I warp him into another Archon. This is one of the easiest one-on-ones I've ever held in my life. I didn't even target fire the tanks, and that's what you're meant to be doing. I'm just like, yeah. And then it's pretty much a move towards his base. That's cool. And I have to be careful because I know he has tanks, and obviously he's going to put them on the high ground. So I get vision, and then I just come here, and then I target fire the tank, and leaves the game. No GG. So that's what you normally get when someone all-ins you. Just a bam. And it's like, you know, that was an all-in attack. That person done that build specifically to kill me because he has heard that that build is overpowered and I cannot hold it. And as you just seen, like, I stomped it, and it's like so funny. There we are. Okay, so that is pretty much the end of today's episode. Idra is a newbie then. So yeah, pretty much I wanted to bring people into what to expect from ladder, because there's literally a crap ton of stuff flying at you, and you just don't try not to get wound up by people. Like, you will get people that you beat them and they abuse you, they insult you. You get people who they beat you and they insult you. You're like, it's just, people just insult you for fun, right? That's how it is. So clear them at their own line, just beat them, be nice. Like, I'm quite a well-mannered person. I like to question. Okay, sorry to interrupt. Okay, wrong copy, it didn't work. Okay, question. TVP, when going for drops in base, do I aim mineral line or aim pylons? Pylons, really not so much. How it works is, to decide what you want to go for, right, you have to look at a couple of things. What you have, what they have, and how much time you have, right? I'm not BM. Alright, so yeah, if you have a lot of units, that means you can do a lot of damage. If they have a lot of precious structures, then that means you can do a lot of damage to the precious structures. If they're really far away, that means you can have as long until they get back to do damage. So you have to work things. If, say, a Nexus, right? A Nexus is pretty much one of the most hardest buildings to kill because it has 2,000 health. If you have 2 medevacs of Marauders and your opponent's not in his base, you have X amount of time to kill a structure, right? And in that case, you would have enough time to kill a Nexus, so you would target the Nexus. If you only have 1 medevac with 4 Marines and he's in his base on the other side, you only have enough time to get 1 or 2 probes or a pylon before you have to pick up and run away. So yeah, a pylon, power, and 5 structures. Yeah, go for that one. So yeah, you pretty much have to look at it logically. You have to realize like what you have, how much time you have, and how close he is. Well, actually, that's the time, and just based on things like that. And normally the rule is you want to go for the guaranteed damage. All right. So guaranteed damage is things that you can nearly definitely kill, which is things like a pylon, a probe. Whereas things like a Nexus, if you drop and you try to pick off the Nexus and you don't have enough time to finish it and you lose a couple of units, that's pointless. It's not guaranteed damage. You haven't done anything. You've just lost stuff. So you have to make sure you use your information intelligently and know what you're doing. This is why you'll always see in higher leagues games, you'll always see a Terran scan before he drops, and that's because he wants to know where the army is. If he knows where the army is, he knows where it's not, and if he knows where it's not, he knows how much time he has to react. So it's things like that. Like also when you drop, you don't really want to drop in the center of the base. You drop at the edge, or you drop. Most of the bases, the mineral lines are facing the outer side of the base. So you come in and drop at the back of the mineral lines, so that way you have guaranteed damage on the probes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how you decide what you go for with a drop. Did that answer your question, Craney? Did it? Was there another drop? Oh, right there. No, sorry, that was Pandemic's question. Craney just posted it. Yeah, I noticed. Okay, guys, so I will wrap it up. I actually thought this episode would be a lot short because I just wanted to break you into ladder and what to expect, and then I kind of improvised and went on my own replays. Wait, why does it look like I'm selecting replays? Strange. Okay, so yeah, guys, please follow Antec, our sponsors. They partner with us. Obviously they throw the Antec attack. They do a lot to the esports community. So follow them, like them on Facebook, say thank you for helping support the communities. It's Antec Inc. for the worldwide or international Antec page, or it's Antec Europe. And then there's pretty much one for every individual country. There's Antec Australia, Antec Sweden, Antec UK, etc, etc, etc. So please follow them, give them a shout out for thank you. Soon enough we will be partnered with, or we got something going on with BenQ, so thank them as well, please. Check out our website, d-esports.com, for the collection of these videos, the archive, the written articles, stuff like that. And then if you would like to follow me, who I'm Pughy, it's Pughy Dude on Twitter, so it's Pughy at Twitter. So there we are, guys. Take care, good luck, bye bye, God bless, all that good stuff.